and welcome to Jack's training lesson. So in this video, or videos, I'm just gonna go over what we've been working on. I know you guys had already put in a lot of work with him, so some of these behaviors are things that you've already worked with him on, but I just wanna go through all of it, you know, because we would review, and then part of it is getting him to practice out amongst distractions. And that's where, you know, it's a little harder when you add in a big change in the environment with people and new sounds and new things going on. So a lot of what we work on, especially when being out, is just getting him to focus on me, which he's doing a very good job of right now. You know, not getting overly excited about things going on, but just interacting with you, with me when we're out. So let's go ahead and get started. You will hear me say yes. So yes is telling him he got it right and a treat is coming. So think of your yes as capturing the behavior he did. You're capturing it perfectly in that moment. So that's what we're marking with a yes. Always following the yes with a treat. So if I wasn't going to treat him for something, I would just praise him. I'd say, good boy, Jack, and give him loving and scratches. But yes is promising food. So when we're training, you can use his dog food, especially, you know, if he has a sensitive tummy. So this is a mixture of his dog food, and there's some other like specialty dog food I have that's just for sensitive tummies, so it keeps it, you know, easy. But he's willing to work for it. Also, instead of putting all his food into the bowl at meal times, I'm having him work for it out of my treat pouch. So, you know, we wouldn't want to take our dog out for a training session if he's full. Good boy. One thing we want to think about when we're working with Jack is, or any dog really, but is when they're offering nice, calm behavior all on their own, make sure that you pay attention to that. I'm sure you do. But, you know, when he's sitting and looking at me or laying down and looking and just offering nice, sweet behavior, that we don't take that for granted, and we, you know, let him know that we love calm behavior, that's very nice. Sometimes, you know, when you're not reacting to your dog, you'll start to get mouthing and grabbing at clothes and barking or whatever. You know, dogs can throw all these other behaviors at you, but if you spend a good chunk of time going, oh, look at you being calm and still, and you reinforce that, you will get more and more of that. So Jack's a great boy anyway. So, okay, so let's start out with just our basic stuff. So we have watch me. Watch me is eye contact on cue, right? So if Jack's looking at me, he's thinking about me, he's watching my body language. So our hand cue for watch me is fist to chin, okay? I might say watch me and do some little moves around and have him just track me. Yes. We'll also work on sit. So I've been doing palm up for sit, down, palm down, and then stand. And stand is going from a sit or down position into just standing on all fours. So the cue there is an open palm and you're pulling it into you. You know, if he's laying down, he's pretty comfortable in this down. I'm gonna bring my hand a little bit lower, maybe to his nose, and cue the stand from there. I'll also do touch. Touch is a nose bump to your palm. So touch can be an alternative way to get him to come to you, right? So we can say come, and he's been working on that, but I can also use touch, and that gets him over to me. And it's a nose bump, not licking, but a nose bump to my hand. Touch is also a nice one if you were standing around talking to somebody. We could do a touch, right? And it's just a little tiny behavior that's keeping him engaged with me. So I can still carry on a conversation with somebody. I'm not having to sit there and be like, sit down, stay, you know, like big moves. It's a tiny move, yes. Great to use if you're out at a restaurant, right? Having him do a touch as the waiter comes up, good boy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just practice running through those behaviors. At this point, I'm not following, you know, I'm not doing it in the same order every time. So I'm just gonna kind of play around with him. If I ask for something and he doesn't do it, I don't need to get upset. I just kind of can ignore it. I can actually stop and just turn away for a second and then almost like eye check out for a second if he's not responding. And then I can come back and ask again for those behaviors. No response is a response, right? If I'm giving him all this positive feedback and then all of a sudden I'm like, I shut down, that's a response because he wants that feedback. All right, buddy, you ready? So let's just play around with those behaviors. Jack, touch. Yes, good. So that was a nice nose. Good boy. Good. Jack, watch me. And I could just stand there, right? I don't have to move. Good boy. Good. Good, ready? Sit. Down. Watch me. Yes. Good. And as he's getting better and better at things, I don't have to reward every single little behavior, right? I can start doing 3 or 4 behaviors for one treat. So let's try our stand. Stand's probably the one we work on the least, but let's go ahead and ask for it. Jack, stand. Yes, beautiful. So what I'm looking for in a stand, I'm watching the hips. So when his hips come all the way up, that's when I'm gonna say yes and treat. Whoop, I lost him. Jack, come. I got puppies in my front office, so. Jack, come. Oh, you found a toy. You found a toy. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Watch me. Stand. Yes. So I'm yesing. So now if he sits, which he did, I'm going to go ahead and just bring him back up and then reward him quickly in this position. You know, we work so much on sitting and laying down, all these things where his butt is on the ground. And now all of a sudden I'm asking him to have his butt up in the air. The other behaviors are so strong because they've been reinforced. So it's okay for us to bring him back up and reward. Jack, come. Yes, good boy. So I really want to reinforce him coming to me, especially when he's coming away from dogs in the other room. There's also lots of toys in that room. Jack, sit. Okay, so like there, I asked for a sit. He laid down. I'm just gonna not give feedback on it. Stand. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Check. Touch. Good. Touch. Oh, yes. Good boy. Okay. Okay, check. So that's your watch me. Good boy. Sit. Down. Oh. Oh, okay. That's nice. Okay, so sit, down, stand. Again, if he's low, we'll bring it low. Good, oh, that was a good one. Yeah, watch me. You got your touch. When you do touch, and any of the behaviors where we're looking for him to move, look with your eyes where you want him to go. So if I want him to touch my hand, I'm not gonna say touch and not look at my hand, right? I'm gonna say touch and I'll look. Like, so my eyes go where I want his eyes to go. Same thing on the down. You can do down, but look where you want him to go. So sometimes, and you'll see this when we practice park it, if with your body and your eyes, you look where you want them to go, they will look that way too. But if you keep looking at him, he's gonna keep looking back at you. So it really helps to look where you want your dog to go. All right, so one of the other behaviors we worked on is side. So side is getting him to align up on the left side. So when I'm doing it, he'll be in front of me and I'll say side, and you can play around with having the treat in your hands. It kind of depends how you hold the leash, but I'm gonna have the treat here. I'm gonna step back with my left foot as he's coming. I'll say side, he'll be coming this way, and then I close back up. He does not have to sit. If he does, it's just a bonus, but I'm having him align with me. So we do this a lot when we're out walking. I do let him sniff. He doesn't have to stay right here, but when I need him in close to me, I'll ask for the side. I look at the side where I want him to go, and I'll reward him here. And then we will also practice sit, down, stand, inside position. This one can feel a little tricky when you're first learning it. So getting where they're like in a door frame or by a coffee table or the couch, something where you have a boundary so that he's coming in between you and the boundary, it can help. It can help line him up a little better. So let's play around with that. So, Jack, come. Jack, come, hurry. Hurry. Jack. Where are you going? Let's go. Let's go. Just exploring. All right. Sit. Good boy. All right, so we're gonna do side. Watch me. Jack, side. Yes. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Good boy. So from here, we can do watch me. Down. Let's get in front of me. That's okay. So I would like to work where he stays in here. He tends to want to lay down in front because that's probably where he's practiced the most, right? Is being in front of us and laying down. Good. So I'm going to call him back over. Let's do that again. Jack. Side. Sit. Down. I'm going to keep. So I went ahead and kept my hand really close to him so that he wouldn't scooch to the front. Normally I don't bring my hand down that low, but I wanted to almost block him. That's a good boy. So now we're practicing being able to hold these positions next to me, because a lot of times when you're out, this is where we want him to be, not in front. Good. Stand. Yes. So I'm just going to bring him back into stand. No, you got to get that toy. Okay, check. Side. Good. Sit. Wait. Sit. So we can practice walking in close. Oh boy. Good. A little touch right there. Good. Yes. Good. Sit. Down. Good. Watch me. Stay. As we'll go into stay. Stay. So on stay, it's a flat hand, okay? When we work on stay, we have what we call the 3 D's of stay. So distractions, duration, and distance. And as you're working with him, just always when you're working with him, you slowly are adding in a little bit. Like if you're working on a lot of distance, keep duration shorter. If you have big distractions, keep distance shorter, right? So always one will be getting more attention than the other two. Stay. So right now, distractions are fairly low. Even though I feel like the 2 puppies, those are a big distraction. They're not right here in front of us. He's got a toy on the floor over here. That's a distraction. But like when we were in Lowe's and we were talking to people, I'm not adding in any distance because those are big distractions already just because our environment changed. So in those times, I'm just doing stay and we're right here together. Stay. Now, I can repeat, right? I can tell him stay more than once, but what we don't want to do is be chanting it to him, right? So I don't want to be going stay, 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 right? Because then you're teaching him that he needs to hear stay, stay. So you just tell him once, but if he gets distracted and he's looking around, or a lot of times after I feed him, I'll let him chew the food and then I'll just remind him to help him get it right. Good. So now I'm going to walk a little further away. You aren't going to be able to see me, but I'm going to go in and out of sight around him. So I'm just going to go around the corner. Stay. Boy, it's funny. You can see his mouth closed up, right? When he's a little caught, like, where's she going? I don't see her. His breathing changed a little bit. He closed his mouth. You know, he's just keeping tabs. Other things we can do is you can add in distractions like knocking. Yes. You could do things like sitting down, standing up. You know, going, can I walk a circle around him? Now can I make my circle larger and larger? And just keep, making the training a little bit more hard, slowly adding in behaviors. Now when it's gone, when we're done, we're gonna say okay and pat our leg twice. Okay, yeah, that was it. And now I can love on him. Now I'm telling me got it. He's a good boy. Here you go. Okay, so we're gonna give him a little break and then we'll come back.